Hi, I'm Marysol. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun video. We're going to talk a few things about Rongrong's pet tape that were just restocked. And I have a couple of things. So these were the restock except for this one. These were restocked. I have some more washi tape over here. I have a few caliographs from Archer and Olive that I think are going to match really cute. I have some boxes and my A5 dot grid Archer and Olive notebook. Now we're gonna check these in a minute, but let's check this one. I do not have the name. When I edit this video, I will make sure to put the name on the screen so you can check it out. And I believe this is where it starts. So this is all the pet tape that you get. Look at how pretty this is. I'm going to do something else with this, so stay tuned for that. It might be like a short video or a reel or something. We are going to look at this one. This is the Winter Mood, and this one right here had been sold out. Look at that. Look at how beautiful. This is such a long pet tape. It's neutral. It's beautiful. I really love it. I'm still going, guys, because this is how much pet tape it is. And it starts right there. So this is where it starts, the strip. And this was a limited edition, exclusive. And she then went back and restocked it. It sold so fast, my friends. So fast. I forget the name. I know it's pink something, and I want to make sure I give you the correct name. Remember, I am an affiliate for Rongrong. If you are going to purchase anything Rongrong, please consider using my link because it'll be in the description. Oh my, there is no way I can say this. China Saray. Oh my God. My camera cut off, so we're just gonna continue this through voiceover. And this is the pink, and I can't even say that China Saray. Anyway, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I love the really soft pinks with the blues. It's just such a pretty color for Christmas. And if you want to get this one in the winter mood, remember these were restocked because they had already sold out. This is a very long strip, so if you are going to purchase, just remember you're not going, I mean, it's worth the money. And they're less than a book, so it might be worth getting this than an actual book. So for the plan with me, I decided that I'm going to use the winter mood. I've been wanting to use this. I just love the neutral colors and the palettes. The girls are just beautiful and stunning. And I thought this would just be the great, perfect spread using these pet tapes. I didn't have any cardstock that would match this theme, so I went with my script washi tape. This is a script vertical washi tape, and I grabbed a few washi tapes that were very neutral and I felt like matched this color palette. It's a very neutral color palette. I'm starting off with putting on my washi tape and I'm trying to get it. I don't want my girl here to cover all the washi tape. I want to do some layering, and getting the correct position took me a quite a few attempts to get it right. I then go in and add some more washi. I'm going to add this a very neutral green washi. This is not a Ronron washi. This was from Plannything before she was unable to ship to the United States because of the tariffs. I was able to purchase some of her washi. I'm a little sad because I really want to purchase her autumn one. It was really pretty. And I just saw her winter one that I think is really cute too. So I don't know what we're going to do, but once she is able to ship back to the United States, I might purchase those because I think they're really pretty. Anywho, back to this. We are going to add some more of the washi, and I added the girl here. I'm also adding a lot of the scenes. These scenes are beautiful, and I thought they would just go along very well in this spread, right? Here I'm adding Let It Snow on the blocks, and then I'm going to add this branch that has a little bit of snow on it. I wanted to do another scene on the background, but I didn't know how I wanted it to look. Now, with this moon and cloud, I really wanted it to put it behind the girl, but it didn't feel like it made sense at that point. I just go back into the pet tape to see what would look best behind there. This is kind of a trial and error, right? When I start with adding stuff to my pages, I'm always looking like, okay, what can I do to make this look cohesive and nice? And I add another box here. I didn't want it to be too close with the girl, but I didn't want it to be too high either because I wanted the moon to be close enough to the to the top, but not where it's coming off and I need to cut it off. And I really wanted to get the girl that was sitting down, and I knew I wanted to use her. I just didn't know where I wanted to use her. So I do put her here. And once I put her there, I also want to add another scene there, but I do believe I add some washi and I go from there just to add some more of that element and kind of to bring some of that washi tape to the top because I want to again, I want to balance out my spread, but I don't want to make it to where it is symmetrical. So I really like this placement. Once I get my script washi on, I'm just moving my pet tape around so that it lays on top of the washi instead of the other way around. And here guys, it's just a lot of ripping and layering on top of washi and pet tape. Once I get this to where I like it, I did rip my girl's head off. Luckily, what I did a little bit of sticker surgery and it doesn't look at all like it ripped. So I'm really grateful for that. Here, I wanted to add a little bit of this scene, but not a whole lot of it, just a little bit in the background. And I was trying not to get the car in it because I didn't want the car to get cut off so I can put it on the other side. And I really love how that looks. It's just a little bit of something in the background, and that layering to me is really pretty. I'm looking a lot at this pet tape strip because it's so long and there's so much on here that I wanted to make sure I wasn't repeating stuff one, but also that it would look very cohesive together. If you are tuning in to know the story behind the spread, well, this is a little story. As I was making the spread, this is what I was thinking about. These are three women, they're best friends from high school, and they live in different places around the United States. They have families and work demands, and they decide that they need a break and they want to go on a girls' trip. And the girl with the blonde hair, who's already in the chateau, I don't even know if that's a thing. But anyway, she's on an Airbnb somewhere up in upstate New York, Buffalo area, and her friends her best friends are coming to join. It's a place where it's just them, it's cozy, no cell reception, no TV, just book, good conversation, food, and they're really just looking to rest and recharge for a couple of days so they can come back to their families happy and with their cup full. And like I said, the blonde girl is already up there. So the two ladies are meeting her up and they have already their rooms and their areas where they are going to have some alone time, but also time where they're going to interact with each other and have dinner and just a fun, cozy winter time. That was the story behind it. And I don't know, maybe if Wrong includes a boy or yeah, a man doll, I will include some of that in my storyline. But for this storyline, for me, it just was really fitting. And I really like it because once I had that storyline in my head, the spread really took off from there, and it was more of placing and layering than anything else. I love that this tape has a lot of scenes and a lot of girls, a lot of big windows and cozy places. So I attempted my best to have like all the cozy scenes on the bottom. And then on the top, I did a lot of more like outdoorsy stuff. So in the chateau, you can see there's like a bridge with a water. So that's where they go and take evening walks to get out of the house for a little bit. I mean, they're only going to be there for a couple of days. So it's not like they're going to be there for weeks at ends because they have to go home and take care of their families and work. So this was a sporadic, out of the norm, uh, what trip so that they can recharge to continue on what they do day to day. So that's the story behind it. I hope you guys like it. If you do, let me know. If you guys think of other stories, let me know as well. I would love to hear. As so back to the spread. Now that I have most of my elements there, what I didn't want was the symmetry, and I've spoken about this before. I like spreads to be balanced but not symmetrical, and it I had a double box on both sides and a full box on both sides, and I just didn't want one to add another girl to it because it would be too much for me. But also, I was trying to think of ways that I can make it look different and not as symmetrical. So I decided to add a square box and a quarter box on the bottom to change that up a little bit. I then went back around with some more of that script washi horizontal tape, and just I was just ripping away. You have no idea all the bits and pieces I had to pick up around my desk, which I hate when I do that, but I did it, so I had no choice but to go around and just clean it all up. So here I'm cutting up. I should have used my mat. I hate when I cut with my scissors like that. I don't really do a great job to begin with, but also I nip my pages so much, it's crazy. Anyways, life. Now that I have all my really big elements on my spread, I'm just going around and adding those little details. So I added some books, some beanies. I added, a basket with blankets. I do add some other stuff. And then I added behind the girl, I wanted to put that vase with flowers just to bring some more of that decor on the top. And as I was doing this, I left that top portion where the blonde girl is at open purposely because I wanted to title my page, but I was unsure what was I going to title it. I thought of a lot of things. I wanted something like Cold Dreams or something like I can't even remember exactly. So I chatted a little bit with Chat GPT and I said, "This is my spread and I want a title for it, but I want something." And I told them the name of the pet tape that I was using, what I wanted, and he had a bunch of suggestions. I I kind of combine two. They really seem corny. Let's start there. So I decided to name it Frosted Whispers because that was basically Frosted Whispers kind of, I don't know what it was reminding me, but basically because I feel like that is what the girls went up there to do, right? Just to gather their thoughts and listen to their brains, talk to them, looking for that quiet and peace where you can finally hear yourself and understand. And I know I need a lot of silence to think and to process things, but also to kind of refocus. And I thought it just went perfect with the storyline, and it was like the perfect title. You'll see that in a minute. I forgot that I had done this first. I went around my pages with, I want to say Dusty Oak, and this is a caliograph from Archer and Olive, and I made some shimmery stars. I say shimmery, but they're just stars and a little bit of dots here and there. I do grab I want to say it's called Moonlight Shimmery something from Roll Sakura pen, and I use that. I've been using that a lot, especially for Halloween and then for winter. I can use that. I feel like nowhere else could I use something sparkly, right? Very sparkly like that, unless it's this time. So I really like those little accents. So I'm just adding some stars here and there and around the page, and then I go in and add just a little bit of dots here and there just to complete the look. And then I go in with the Jelly Roll Shakura pen. I did want to, like, because I had add one star on the other side and not over here. So I wanted to again make sure that not that it looked symmetrical, but more of it looking balanced. And with this Shakura Jelly Roll pen, I have to be very intentional. Like when I just can't make a dot. I really have to like press in and circle it a few times so that I can get the ink going. But once I got it going, it was really easy. And I just go around adding the dots, and pretty much that is it with that. When I come in and actually do my lettering, I chose to do kind of, and I don't do this really often with on my spreads, but I did do kind of like a black line shadow. And then on the other side, I use the shimmery to give it like I don't know, like a frosty look. And now looking at it, because it turned out really cute, I have to say, and you're going to see it in a moment. I think it was really cute. I probably should have used white underneath it and then go in with the shimmery to make it more frosty looking, but I, you know, and now that it's to me it looks really good. So I did that print, I did frosted, and now I'm gonna go in and just put whisper. And after I have my whisper right in the middle, I'm gonna go in with my Muji 0.38 and do kind of like that off set line or like a, what is it, shadow to it. And then on the other side is where I use a Jelly Roll Sakura to do the shimmering. And then other than that, that's pretty much it. I think I do go back and add some more accents with the Jelly Roll, but for the most part, this is my spread. I hope you like the story behind it. I really love how the lettering turned out. And I don't even know if you can tell the shimmer here on camera. I also did a little bit of a shimmering on my pages. I'm really liking that, especially for kind of the winter season. And I'm sorry, I thought my camera was crooked, and now I'm realizing it wasn't crooked. Life is hard. Love how this one turned out. I think it turned out really cute. If you are going to purchase any Ronron or the winter moods, remember this was just restocked, and I do believe it's limited quantities of stock that Ronron is going to have available. So if you want this, get it now before it sells out again. She has a few pet tapes that went out of stock, and she restocked them just for this. You're going to shop, use my affiliate link. It'll be all linked in the description below. Use code Marysol to save because the link supports me, but my code actually saves you some money. Hope you like this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment below what's your favorite pet tape or sticker book from this collection, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.